In this video, I'm going to reflect on which discussions and interviews inspired me to be an entrepreneur, what I learned that I would take with me after I graduate college, and the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur. This class really changed how I view entrepreneurship. One of the interviews that really influenced me was Scott's. Scott really emphasized taking risk. For example, seeing him go from making good money to a stable job to no money at all and building from the ground up just because of a vision he had was really inspiring. He faced several challenges throughout his journey, and what I really got out of his interview that stuck with me was that when he tells us that entrepreneurs think that they know it all and think they can do it all, but you have to be humble and stay humble. Always be ready to learn, and most importantly, take chances on your dreams that seem unattainable to most, but destiny to you. Another interview that inspired me to be an entrepreneur was Whitney Pierpoint. She inspired me simply because of how much she cared and loved what she did. She motivates us to visualize what you want to be doing. She makes sure that when people come and see her, that her gentleness and care attracts customers. This inspired me because she works very hard at what she does, but she also enjoys what she does. And it's easy to do something if you're great at it and if you love doing it. Don't just do it for the money. Money is the root of all evil. When thinking about the pros and cons of becoming an entrepreneur, it all seems overwhelming. From the lectures and interviews, I've learned that owning a business isn't always glamorous. When thinking about the cons, I immediately think about financing and growing a small business. In week 5 lecture, Growing a Small Business, we talked about some of the challenges of growing a small business. One of those challenges was you need cash to grow your business. Getting cash early in the business can be a very hard thing to do. As we talked about in the lecture, you're going to have to borrow money, which can be scary, but you have to make sure that you can pay it off. More cons include taxes, loans, and long hours, stress, and making big decisions that will impact the rest of your life. The pros are very clear. You have the freedom to build whatever business you want. The satisfaction of building something from the ground up. A great example of this was Missy. She had faced so many challenges with trying to get a new location for her daycare, trying to find funding with her bad record. None of this stopped her, and she kept going until she got what she wanted. She believed in herself and put a big emphasis on that you have to believe in yourself or nothing good will happen. Throughout this class, I learned so many useful ideas and concepts that I'm going to take with me after I graduate. Some of these things include branding concepts. In week 1 lecture, The Branding Model, we talked about several concepts that are very important. One is target market, which is a defined group of people who will benefit from the product or service that you're offering. This is a huge one to understand. Don't go somewhere that doesn't need you. More include having a good financial model, which is the engine to driving your business and brand. Educate yourself on financing to help you. Get help from advisors as well. A strong marketing plan through social media, word of mouth, and mail is another thing that I would take with me because that is so important. Even though it is expensive, it is very worth it. Another thing is that I would take with me is that you can never be satisfied. In the interview with Trevor, he is constantly evaluating his business. He does this through raising his prices every year, and he does this because he feels that he deserves it. He also emphasizes that you cannot sell yourself short and that you need to understand what your product and service brings to the table. This stuck out to me because in week 3 lecture, The Nuances of Pricing, we talked about several concepts that tie into that statement. Trevor states, understand what you bring to the table. One concept is assessing the quality. What is my product worth? You have to constantly be thinking about those questions when looking at your business because assessing the quality is crucial in entrepreneurship because it directly affects whether your business services grows or fails. When you do this, you build trust and reputation. If high quality products and services make customers happy, they spread that news and tell others. It also saves money. When you regularly assess the quality, you catch problems early before they become expensive mistakes. In conclusion, this class was very enjoyable, and I've learned so much about what inspired me to be an entrepreneur, the pros and cons of it all, and things I would take with me after I graduate. Thank you, Professor Buck, for everything you have done for me and this class. Thank you.